Hey guys, so one of the things I want to talk about is your debt to income ratio because this is going to help you figure out kind of where you are financially. Are you in a good place, a bad place, an okay place? We're going to kind of see where you fall, right? But to start off with what it is, I mean, your debt to income ratio, or DTI, is going to be the percentage of your monthly income that goes towards paying your debt. Now, it's important not to confuse your debt to income ratio with your credit utilization, which is going to represent the amount of debt you have relative to your credit card and your lines of credit limits. And a lot of lenders, especially mortgage and auto lenders, they're going to use your debt to income ratio to figure out the loan amount that you can afford based on your current income and the amount you're already spending on debt. You know, a mortgage lender is going to use your debt to income ratio to figure out the mortgage payment you can handle after all your other monthly debts are paid. And you can easily calculate your debt to income ratio to figure out the percentage of your income that goes towards paying your debts down each month. So what you want to do is you want to start off by calculate your get your total monthly debt, right? You calculate your debt to income ratio by dividing your monthly income by your monthly debt payments. So the first step is going to be determining how much you spend each month on debt. So what you want to do is you want to add up the total amount of your monthly debt payments. Now this can be your mortgage, your rent, your minimum credit card payments, if you have a car loan, student loans, maybe your own child support, or maybe you have other, lines of credit that aren't credit card payments. Like let's say your mortgage is $950. Let's say your minimum credit card payment's 235. Then your car loan could be 355. So when you add all these up, 950 plus 235 plus 355, you're looking at $1,540 of total monthly debt payments. You don't need to include payments you make for car insurance, utilities, health insurance, groceries, and other monthly expenses that don't involve financing. As a general guideline, if it doesn't show on your credit report, it's not factored into your debt to income ratio by lenders. So then next, it's our total monthly income, right? So we're going to start by totaling your monthly income and then add up the amount you receive, from each different category. So if you get your W2 job, you do your gross income from a W2 job, or if you're self-employed, any bonuses or overtime, if you receive alimony or child support, or any side jobs that you do, from different various sources that you could be getting it from. So then in the example we used above, right, the total monthly debt that we're paying on is 1,540. So if we're spending 1,540 each month on debt payments, in each month the money we receive, let's say our monthly gross income is $3,000 and 500. Let's say we get child support for 500. Okay. So the total monthly income would be the 3,500 plus 500, totaling 4,000. Another way you can do this if you don't know how to figure out your monthly gross income is basically multiply your weekly income by 4 or your bi-monthly income by 2, and that'll get you your monthly income. Or if you know like your annual salary, just divide by 12 and that'll get you your monthly income. So then after we do all this, got to do a little math, right? Because once you figure out what you spend on debt each month and what you receive in income, you've got the numbers that we need to do the calculation. And so now we just need to do it, right? So we're going to divide your monthly debt payments by your monthly income. Then multiply the result by 100 to come up with a percent. So in our example that we use, the debt payments total $1,540 a month. right? And then the income totaled $4,000 a month. So we're going to take 1,540 divided by 4,000, right? And that's going to give us 0.385. Then we multiply that by 100 to get our percentage, so 38.5%. So our example has a debt to income ratio of 38.5%. Now, what does this mean? Why did we do this calculation? Okay, so the final result that you get is going to fall into one of three categories. So the first category is going to be 36% or less. Now, this is the healthiest debt load for the majority of people. If your debt to income ratio falls within this range, avoid incurring more debt to maintain a good ratio. You may have trouble getting approved for a mortgage with a ratio above this amount. Then the next one is going to be 37% to 42%. Now, this isn't a bad ratio to have, but it could be better, right? If your ratio falls in this range, you might want to try, reducing your debts a little bit, start working on maybe paying a little bit more towards those debts. Then we have, 43% to 49%. Now, this ratio is going to indicate you're probably having some financial trouble. You should start aggressively paying your debts to prevent an overloaded debt situation. And then, of course, there's the worst case scenario where you have 50% or more, and this is extremely dangerous. This means that more than half of your income goes towards paying your debts every month. You should be aggressively paying off your debts. Don't hesitate to seek professional help. So, we take our example, right, with a debt to income ratio of 38.5%. And that falls into the second category, which it's not bad, but it could become a lot worse if the monthly debt payments, increase without increasing the income. So if you fall into one of those categories, you need to figure out, where you're at. And if it's 50% or more, really, really bad, get on it. 43 to 49%, it's bad, but it needs your attention. 37 to 42%, that's not so bad. It's okay. And then what you really want is 36% or less. If you can get to that 36% or less, you're doing A-okay. So I really hope this is going to help you guys try to figure out where you are financially and what you need to do with your finances. Maybe you got to pay down that debt really, really aggressive. Maybe you're in a really good spot. Or maybe you want to figure out how much it's going to take to get you to a really good spot, right? Maybe you're in 37 to 42% and you're like, okay, I know that I need to do, get a little bit more debt off of me and I can get to 36%. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you got some good information out of it. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button. But until I see you guys in the next one, y'all be safe.